Hello, I've just come in from outside. That sounds a bit of course I'll come in from outside. What I meant was we've just come in. We've been out. It's been raining. It's like really miserable. It's really weird all weather. It's like cold, miserable, rainy, really hot, then cold and windy again. It's strange. But anyway, I decided to do something completely out of character for me, and that was to be a little bit forward and a little bit cheeky. Although, you know, I can be a little bit cheeky, but I'm not generally forward. But then I had a moment of, well, you know, what have you got to lose? And you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I decided that I was going to loan, not give, my Stop the Thyroid Madness book to the doctor I saw last week. And I haven't got there's the one that is for doctors and professionals. I think it's book 2 or something like that. Obviously I haven't got that one. Well, I say obviously, I mean lots of people do get it who aren't doctors. So I just got the regular one, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to loan him that. But before I give it to him, I will highlight different pages. So last night, after the baby had gone to bed and Andrew'd gone to bed, I sat and like a complete super geek with all my little, they're not even post-it notes or something else. They're really sweet actually. I got them. It's in a set. Somebody bought them for Christmas for me one year, and I've never really found a use for them, but now I have. So I've highlighted the page, the history of NDT, because he was a bit like dubious about the history of it. He wasn't too happy with what it contains and the fact that it's not regulated, so I highlighted that page because there's a page in there, a couple of pages, and it goes through the different brands and what's in it and how much of each one, and how which ones are like regulated in America. I know not England, but you know, they're just as advanced as we are, if not more, you know, maybe in some areas. So I highlighted those bits. I highlighted about why TSH isn't the best way of testing somebody's thyroid function. I highlighted the page about reverse T3, the one where you know, suggesting which labs or blood tests you need doing. And there's a page at the back, there's a couple of pages, and they've got letters that you can copy and adjust and send to your doctor. And there's one of them, and I've put like about 10 arrows all pointing to this one letter, and the letter I chose was the one, it was the first one, and it's basically saying that this is what I would like to try, or I'm going to try, and it would be nice to work together as a team, because you with your medical experience and me with the experience of my body. After all, I've lived with it for 44 years. So I'm not really sure what response I'll get. What I did was I did that, highlighted it all. I also put a sticker on the front to tell him not to judge the book by the cover, because, no offence, the person who designed the cover for that book, but it's not the best one, and I think it makes it feel less serious, or like a doctor wouldn't particularly take it seriously. Because I've got to say, when I picked it up to see the people on the front all standing there with their hands up, I get it. I get where they were coming from when they designed the cover. I get it completely, and a lot of thoughts obviously gone into it, but it maybe wouldn't have been something that I'd have chosen to put on the front. So I just don't want him to judge the book on the cover and not bother reading it. I also wrote a card to go with the book. And this is the envelope I sent it in. Now, I probably, you know, over-egged the pudding a little bit. But I don't know, I just thought, I kind of wanted to quote a couple of medical scientists too, although one of them is physicist, I think. I'm not sure, I can't remember now. But they seem quite fitting. There was another one, but my husband was a bit, no, it's really preachy. Actually, he thought that one of the ones that I'd put on it was also a bit preachy. You know, the one about medical science. I thought that was really quite fitting, and I know it might come across as preachy and it might get his back up, but I just thought it was relevant. And the other one I quite liked, about it being theory and experiment. I just thought that does sum it up, because he has got the theory. If you just open his mind a little bit. And I could be, you know, I'm willing to experiment. Although on rereading that, it could sound a little bit dodgy, but I'm hoping he takes it as it's meant, and not that I'm some weird stalker now, or being a little bit, you know, I don't know, coming on to him or something weird, because I'm not. So I don't know. So I wrapped the book up. And then I put that along with the card inside, and because he's in today, that's why I needed to go in and give it to him today. But I wasn't going to stick around to see his face when I gave him the book. I left it at reception. That resulted in a few raised eyebrows. But never mind. So I was like, could you give this to Dr. Blah Blah? And they were like, okay. And I was like, because he is in today, isn't he? I was told he was in. And they were like, yeah, he's in. And then they just kind of plonked it on the shelf, and I was like, so you're going to give that to him later on today? Yeah, we'll make sure he gets it. And then I was like, can I phone this afternoon just to check that he's got it? And then they all just looked, and I just thought, you know what, just step away, just leave it. It's only because somebody said the other day, if I'd have left it there yesterday, if it had got me bum into gear and actually did it for yesterday, it could get lost. So I thought best come in today. So yeah, kind of wait and see now. I've put my email and phone number down on the envelope, not on the card. Probably should have put it on the card, shouldn't I? But then I just wasn't sure if, I don't know, I just wasn't sure if that's like something somebody does, or does that sound like I'm trying to hit on him? Oh dear. Oh, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I just don't care. I just don't care. It will be interesting to see what he says. It's funny because I was really, do you know what? My legs are going dead. Hang on, just let me move. Hang on. Wait. No. Wait. Oh. There. Ow. Oh. Right, okay. Am I too low now? Whatever. Let me just... That's better. I really couldn't feel my feet. So, I don't even know where I was up to. Yeah, so I just thought I'd give it a go, see what he says. It would be interesting to see what he says next week when I see him. If he sees me now, he might cancel, make me go and see somebody else. I'd love to know, I'd love to like be peeping to see like what he says when he opens it. He'll probably just laugh. I can imagine he'll just laugh and throw it to one side. And probably be telling all his mates down the pub about this idiot scouser who thought she, you know, knew something, and actually thought that she'd educate the doctor a little bit. But you know what? I'm not going to see him and his mates. And I can always make an appointment with who's supposed to be my proper doctor. I'm just really hopeful that he will at least read it and he like just take something from it. You know, I'm not saying he's going to read it and go, oh my God, I've been doing it wrong all these years. In fact, I don't hate NDT. I love it. I don't think he's going to have like some big massive revelation, but I'm hopeful that it might make him think, oh, all right then, well, let's just have a little look or be a bit more supportive. Last week I felt really, oh no, I've had enough and can't cope anymore and I don't want the fight, and you know what, just might as well go back onto levothyroxine. And I don't know, I suppose like there's still a little bit of me that's curious, you know, to know what it would be like. I've heard a few people or seen a few posts and comments recently, especially like I commented that I was maybe thinking about it, and the response was pretty much what I thought it would be, but a lot kinder as well actually. A few people did say that they'd done the same and felt ill really, really quickly. So I think if I was going to do it, probably the summer holidays would probably be the time to do it. But I'm just thinking, I don't know, you know, I've been busy. I have been busy. I've been really, really tired. I've hurt my foot as well. I don't know, do you know, it's a little bit like somebody's gone whack on the back of, you know, the underneath part of my foot at the back. Now it feels like there's absolutely no padding there. It's like almost like walking on the bone. I'm hoping that plumps up again. I've bought some spongy things to go into the bottoms of my shoe at the back, and hopefully that'll help because I'm limping around all over the place, which is then putting a strain on my other foot, which my husband calls my flipper. I was born with a club foot, you know, like my foot, like one was there, this one was turned in, and over the years when I was younger I had it straightened out, and I get tired, I still get a bit pigeon-toed, and if I crouch it doesn't stay flat on the floor. Apparently it turns out, I found out a couple of years ago that I should only have had one operation on the tendons because the tendons are too tight, but apparently I had 3, and what's happened is the scar tissue has just hardened the tendon, so you know, there's no stretch in there and there's nothing they can do about it apparently. And I believe they do it completely differently now. I did work with a little boy who had 2 club feet, and he came in and he had this like these halo things like round his legs and like pins and all sorts of things going on, and they did it, that was amazing. They did a great job on his feet. So and it's mine's quite a lot wider as well, so that's why he says it's like a flipper, so that's the joke. So yeah, it's putting more of a strain on that foot because that foot's having to take more weight, and let's face it, there's quite a bit of it to take. Although I'll have you know, I've lost weight. I weighed myself. I was unpacking one of the boxes and the scales were there, and I thought, let's have a little look. So I did, and I'm down 7 pounds, but actually it might be 8 because I'm trying to think what I was before. I just haven't felt as hungry. Plus I've been doing more, you know, unboxing and walking around and doing stuff. So, but yeah, definitely haven't been feeling as hungry. A little bit of me is wondering as well if it's I reduced my T3. Don't ask me what I reduced it from, because something weird's happened in my brain and I have no clue whatsoever how much I was taking. I think it was more than 50, is it micrograms? Honestly don't know, isn't that awful? I really should know, shouldn't I? Anyway, I've been taking the last, because I haven't again sat and filled my you know, my pill tablet thing, and really because I haven't been taking my vitamins either, all I have to do is that. So I've just been getting them out of the packet and the NDT out of the pot every day, and I've just been taking like 1 NDT, 1 grain of NDT rather than 1.5, and 2 tablets, 2 cytomel tablets, which equals 50 micrograms, I'm sure it is. Whereas I think I was taking a little bit more than that. But since then, I mean, touch wood, you know, that squeezing feeling around my heart and in my neck and in my arm, that seems to have died down quite a bit. So I'm wondering if it was to do with that. I would absolutely love if the fact that I've reduced has also meant I've lost weight. I would love that, because I'm sick of reading about it. No, I'm not sick of reading about it, but I've read about it since I started MDT, how people have lost all this weight, and I didn't think it would happen to me, you know, oh lucky Eddie, but I did hope, and it just hasn't happened. And but like this weight loss, and I'm thinking, ooh, maybe this is like the dose I need to be on. But let's face it, it's probably just because I've been doing more, which actually I did used to think, when people used to say about all the weight they were losing, I wondered if the fact that they were being decently medicated meant that they had more energy, which meant that they moved around more, which meant that they were burning off more calories, and then therefore the weight went down. So I was wondering if it was that more than the magic of it. I don't know. As we know, I'm no doctor or scientist or anything that knows anything about anything, just bumbling through life, picking up bits. So yeah, so like I lost a little bit of weight, so that was good news. Whether or not it'll stay off remains to be seen. Oh my goodness, how can I just like forget what I'm saying mid-sentence? Does that happen to you? I'm sure it does. If you're here watching about hypothyroidism, I'm sure you forget what you're saying mid-sentence. To be honest with you, if you're a mum, you probably do it. No, is that generalising? No, I'm sure there's like a gazillion mums out there who just absolutely tip-top spot on and remember everything. Mine's like a steel trap. Yeah, so yeah, reduce the cytomel and actually the NDT. So I'd be actually quite interesting. I'd be interested to see what the results of my blood tests are next week. Oh, I also came across, no, it was pointed out to me that it was like 3 years ago, but apparently you can be referred by the NHS to the something university hospital in Southampton, I think it is, I will double check, to have your cortisol levels tested, and I think it's a saliva test as well. I'm sure that's right. I'm sure I got that right. Give me a cheer if I did get it right. So yeah, apparently you can get referred by your GP to have that done on the NHS. So I'll check it and I'll try and put a link to the information that I found so you can look at it yourself, because it's always best to double check probably anything you look at in on YouTube, but particularly anything I'm telling you, always double check. Apparently some people have tried with their GPs, have said it's not free and if they have to pay it's too expensive. It might work out that you can get it done privately yourself. It might not be as expensive as going to some of the companies online that send them away. Some of them abroad, I think, as well. So, I mean, I'm not sure because I haven't done it yet, but it's definitely something I'm going to look into. I'm hoping he's going to read this book, become more positive, and I can slip that in at some point, getting that done, because it keeps getting, people keep saying to me they think it might be my adrenals that need looking at, because you know, I'm getting really tired and a bit weepy and stuff like that. I was just putting it down to the move, but, you know, maybe it's not. I don't know. Because God forbid I only pay out for NDT and T3. I mean, you know, and all the supplements. You know, I'm sure I can squeeze in something else that I need to pay for and I haven't got the money for. Excuse me. So, yes. So I'll put the link to that down. There was something else I wanted to tell you that I saw as well. Oh, I know as well. Apparently, for you people who are gluten intolerant, watch out for some of the brands of Cytomel. If I can find that information again, I will link that in. I saw something on Facebook. You've probably already seen it because you're probably all on Facebook on the different groups as well. But I did see something on Facebook saying, it made it sound really dangerous, the title. And then when I looked in, you know, it could probably make some people very unwell if they, you know, they don't know that it's got the gluten in. They're probably wondering why they're not feeling great, and it's because they've slipped that in. But it's not all of the T3s apparently. So I'm on this now. I'm not much more help than that. But if I will try and find the link, and I'll put the link below. What else? Any more nuggets of wisdom did I pick up this week? No, I think that's the extent of my wisdom and knowledge this week. Could do with a lie down now. Actually, I could do with a lie down. I'm shattered, but I can't because it's the afternoon and I'm no good. If I go to sleep now, I'm just going to be useless. But I will try and have an early night tonight. If I'm not sitting doing this video, so I can put it up. So that's it. I hopefully am back in work on Monday. I think I've had enough time being at home. So I think I need to get out there and be around people. I am dreading it, and I've been dreaming about it nearly every night. And because everybody's going to be, even people who you know, are doing it because they're nice and they're worried. People are going to say, you know, how are you? You okay? And or what happened? Or how come you haven't been in? And that's enough to make me not feel like going in. Just the thought of having to face it all. And then even if they say, you know, do you mind asking people like not to say anything? Then it's just going to make me just feel just as bad because I'm thinking they're all wanting to ask, or they're all wondering, or now they just think I'm weird because I've asked like for them not to ask me. But it'll only be weird for a few days. And then I'm on half term, so then I'm thinking they're all going to be like, I see, taking the time to move in and get straight, and you come in a few days and then you're off for a week. Yeah, actually, that is the case. No, I haven't really. I've done a few bits and bobs, but still living out of boxes. I've taken most of the stuff out of the kitchen. And oh, you don't even want to see the bedroom. Can't even get in my stepson's room, poor thing. That he won't be round for a while because he's got exams at school. But can't even shut the door there. The baby's room has got boxes of stuff in his cupboards and a few boxes there. So yes, we're still boxed. I just can't be bothered. And my mum's coming down on Friday, and I kind of wish I could get everything sorted because I know she's not going to take into account we've only been in like 3 or 4 weeks. She won't be able to help herself, and she will make comments, and then I will stuff her in a box, tape it up and post it back up north. No, I can't wait to see her actually. I'm hoping she'll like where we are. I'm sure she will. Okay, well, I'll say goodbye for now. I hope you're having I hope you're all having a nice weekend wherever you are, and I hope the weather's better than we're having here today. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.